Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the witnesses for appearing today. Permit me to ask a question about the composition of the board. Do you agree that the board has some 5 members, Mr. Kim?
The board of the FDIC?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you agree that, well, let me just ask you, how many women are among the 5?
There are no women among the 5.
5 men.
Correct.
I believe we live in a world where it's not enough for things to be right, they must also look right. By the way, no disrespect to any of my friends who are on the board. I think highly of you, but it just seems to me that it may be time for us to look to have the leadership of a female. Permit me to ask you about the comment that you made. I believe it was you, Mr. McKernan. You made the comment of this being misogynistic. Explain, please.
Explain what I mean by that?
Yes, sir.
Well, this is a characterization of the report, and when they describe the workplace culture. Clearly, may have other examples, but what I understand that to mean is that we have biases here slanted in favor of the male workforce.
You've heard the term "good old boys."
Absolutely.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's right.
Someone used the term patriarchal. Would you speak up, ma'am? I believe you did.
I did use that term, and that referred to conduct including allegations that there are outdated notions of appropriate and inappropriate workplace behavior, as well as favoritism and exclusion of women, as well as members of underrepresented groups.
Mm-hmm. Now, ma'am, can you point to in your report where you indicate that a member of the board should be made chair of the board? Can you? If you cannot, you may say no.
Could you rephrase the question? I want to make sure I understand it.
Can you point to some language in your report where there's an indication that a member of the board should become chair of the board?
We do not take a position in our report about
So
who
you
should be in
cannot. Your
leadership.
report doesn't address that, because that's beyond your mandate.
It's beyond our mandate.
Absolutely, beyond your mandate, which means that you're not recommending that the vice chair become chair of the board, are you?
We're not taking any positions on who should be the chair.
So when
of
you
the
say
board.
this should be done expeditiously, you're not indicating that it must be done expeditiously so that the vice chair can become chair, are you?
We are suggesting that our recommendations should be implemented expeditiously to improve the workplace culture at the FDIC.
Exactly, but not such that a specific person can become chair.
We're not taking any position
No
on who should
position
be
on
chair.
chair.
Correct.
In this toxic environment, with 5 men at the helm, can you find a reason why a woman should not become the next chair? In your report?
Absolutely not.
It just seems to me that the president is trying as best as he can to do what someone said about a fresh start. Who made that statement? Raise your hand if you said fresh start.
Congressman, I believe that was me.
Yes, a fresh start. A fresh start, in my opinion, should include bringing a woman, placing a woman at the helm, woman chair. Now, this can be difficult for my colleagues across the aisle to embrace because we quite regularly have all men on our panels, and quite regularly I remind them. Quite often the reason we have females is because the Democrats will decide that we need to have some balance. But it's just not unusual to have all white men. This is not getting a field of where we are, it's the mentality. And this mentality is pervasive not only on this board, this FDIC, but this is something that we've got to deal with across many, many lines. So I want to go on record as supporting a female as the next chair of the board. I think it's time to do that. I yield back.
Gentleman's time has expired. The chair